A mother fights to keep a gun out of her daughter's hands.
I'm begging you as a mother, don't sell my daughter a gun.
A fearful mom, worried what could happen if her daughter, who struggled with serious mental health issues, got a weapon.
911, what's your emergency?
She said, help me, I just shot my dad.
It's an ongoing debate in America. How do we keep guns away from those who pose a risk to themselves and others?
Now, before we begin here, we want to be clear. Mental illness contributes to less than 4% of gun violence. Tonight, this debate hits close to home for a local mom who did everything she could to stop her daughter, diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, all from buying a gun.
Although it happened more than a decade ago, KSHB 41i team reporter Jessica McMaster highlights the legal battle this mom waged to hold the gun store accountable. And she joins us now in the studio. Jessica, I know you also discovered this case exposes the difficulties of preventing those with mental health issues from purchasing a gun.
Absolutely, Kevin. This is Colby Weathers. By 38 years old, she'd been in and out of mental health facilities 5 times. Despite years of documented mental health struggles, Colby legally bought a gun twice. The second time, she shot her father.
911, what's your emergency?
My name is Colby Weathers. I live at 711 131 Highway, Wellington, Missouri, and I shot my father.
She remembered thinking that that was the devil.
It's a day Janet Delana spent years trying to prevent. The day her daughter Colby shot her own father, Tex, inside their family home in a small town 35 miles east of Kansas City. But years before that tragic day, Janet began to notice her daughter wasn't well.
I walked in her apartment and every window was covered with blankets. And I said, what's going on? I mean, it was dark, really, really dark. And she said, Mom, I don't want people seeing in.
Colby, in her mid-30s, started to become paranoid. Colby told her mom the people who drive by her apartment stare at her through the windows. As Colby's paranoia began to spiral, Janet and Tex moved Colby back home to help her, but little changed.
And I said, Colby, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she said, Mom, you know what's wrong. And I said, no, I don't. And she said, you helped them put the probe.
Janet says her daughter began to hear voices and attempted suicide at one point. Doctors diagnosed Colby with a list of mental health conditions, including bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, which qualified her for Social Security disability benefits. Despite being in and out of mental health hospitals, Janet says Colby continued to struggle.
Try to get her stabilized. And it was just, you know, every time you turn around, they were changing her meds. She had bottles and bottles of meds.
Tex became Colby's primary caregiver, while Janet worked a full-time job. The constant care and ongoing battle to get Colby well began to feel like a heartbreaking, never-ending cycle.
I was crying. We went to bed, and I was crying, and he started crying. And I said, Tex, I know we have to do this, but it's hard. I just can't take it. And he just looked at me and he goes, Janet, he said, you go to work every day. He said, I'm here 24/7.
On one of those days in 2012, Colby left the house. She came back with a gun.
She said, Dad, I bought this gun. Will you put it in the gun safe?
Colby bought the gun from Odessa Gun and Pawn, 10 miles from their home. Janet says Tex got rid of the weapon. Still, she was worried Colby might try to buy another one. Janet called the police, FBI, ATF for help.
I said, how do I prevent this? What can I do? I said, is there a list? Is there, what can we do to keep her from buying a gun again?
Janet said authorities told her if she could provide Colby's medical records, it's possible her daughter could someday be added to the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, designed to prevent guns from winding up in the hands of people who may be unsafe or pose a risk to themselves or others.
He said, well, ma'am, to be honest with you, even if we got the records today, I don't know that we could get her on the list.
On June 25th, 2012, Janet called the store that sold Colby her first gun. It's a store Janet sued 2 years later for selling her daughter a gun. In those court records, Janet claimed she made it abundantly clear that Colby was mentally ill, imposed a serious threat to herself or others if she obtained a firearm, and urgently asked the store not sell Colby a gun because of the great likelihood she would use the weapon to shoot herself or others. Janet says the store manager disregarded her pleas.
If she comes in, we have to sell it to her. I said, she's severely mentally ill, severely. And I said, you can't do it. And I said, I'm begging you as a mother, don't sell my daughter a gun.
That was on a Monday. 2 days later, at around 11 in the morning, Colby purchased another handgun from that same store, and the same store manager Janet pleaded with on the phone. A store manager who later said in a deposition that if somebody came in and passed a background check, I would still sell them a gun. On her way home, Colby stopped at this now closed mini mart just blocks from her parents' house. Her 8th grade teacher, Dave 20, who was a fireman at the time, remembers seeing her there and her erratic behavior.
Had a piece of paper up beside her head like she was trying to keep people from seeing her, muttering and talking to herself.
Just minutes after Colby left, 20 heard an emergency call on his radio.
Okay, you said I your
think
father?
Well, if he's dead, he's just laying there and there's a ton of blood.
20 recognized the address. Beside being Colby's teacher, 20 grew up with Tex. He and the other firemen rushed to the Delena's home.
Here she is standing right down at the road. She was just in a lather, just in a font.
20 will never forget what Colby told him.
She said, help me, I just shot my dad.
While at work, Janet received a text from Colby, Mom, I'm not your good girl cake baker anymore. Another text said, Dad is dead. Panicked, Janet rushed home.
I saw all the lights and I knew it was true.
A heartbreaking truth, Colby had shot and killed Tex at point-blank range while he sat at a computer looking at boats. It all happened just a little more than an hour after she purchased the gun. Police arrested Colby and later sent her to a state mental health hospital.
She said, Mom, it's such a fog.
Prosecutors charged Colby with murder. A judge later determined that on the day of the shooting, Colby's mental illness made her incapable of knowing the wrongfulness of her actions. In September of 2014, Caldwell County accepted Colby's plea of not guilty by reason of mental disease and committed her to the Missouri Department of Mental Health. That same year, Janet sued Odessa Gun and Pawn for negligence. In 2016, she reached a $2.2 million settlement with the store. Odessa Gun and Pawn declined to talk to us, but in court documents, the store denied any wrongdoing and says Janet failed to take appropriate steps to have Colby adjudged mentally incompetent and included in the NICS system.
Under federal law, the dealer did nothing wrong.
Spokesman for the Kansas City ATF, John Hamm, says that while gun stores can refuse to sell to someone who acts suspiciously, Odessa Gun and Pawn did not violate federal laws when it sold the guns to Colby.
Whether it should have been transferred or not is legally they were fine to do it.
Hamm says, however, Colby's case illustrates the difficulties of getting those who struggle with serious mental health issues flagged in the NICS database. Remember, on the day Colby shot her dad, she did not have an adjudicated mental health decision, a lengthy legal process, and she passed a background check.
How hard is it to prevent guns from getting in the hands of people who are not mentally well?
A judge has to decide that they are, because of mental incapacity, they are not able to take care of their own affairs. And so that's the bar at which you would, under federal law, lose your ability to possess or purchase firearms.
A decade later, Janet's frustrated by the system she believes failed Colby.
The Missouri had the 3-day waiting period. She wouldn't have been able to pick it up till Saturday.
And she still grieves the loss of her husband.
I did everything that I thought of.
Janet's calling on lawmakers to pass gun safety measures like a 3-day waiting period to prevent tragedies like this. As we continue our investigation, we'll talk with local politicians who say changes aren't likely to happen in Missouri. And on a final note, Colby is still getting mental health treatment at a state correctional facility. For the I-Team, I'm Jessica McMaster, KSHB 41 News.